Hey guys, it's Celine. It's Tuesday, the 14th. Happy Valentine. If that is something you do. Let me check. Yes, it is the 14th today. So I promised I would show you my new crystals that I got last Saturday. I'm kind of, it has been really impactful, so to speak. So it looks like what with all my preparations that I did last week that I shared with you, checking out my collection and reordering things and, ordering as in making sense of the different types or groups of crystals that I own or have custody of, if you want to see it that way, probably. They will outlive me, won't they? It looks like with all the other things and everything else going on, I got to be in a completely different kind of a process, I suppose I should call it, with all this here. So what I've got here is actually a couple of more or less the same type of stones. So this one and this one, they're the same. That is it's a rose quartz, but it's supposed to be a Magdalen rose quartz. I have not had those before. The Magdalen is a normally a rock crystal that contains hematite. I do think by now that these are go on, focus, different from normal rose quartzes. There you go. So they're quite transparent. I do not really see any hematite in there, but it may be just very, very sparse, very little fragments of it. There's a little dark fragment there. Let me see. No, that's just dust actually. So, quite powerful. Rose quartzes, Magdalen type. The other one doesn't really have any hematite bits either, I think. So it doesn't really look all that different from a regular rose quartz. If I would compare that to, where's my set over here? There should be a rose quartz here, which is fairly comparable to what we got here. I can get this out of the bag with one hand. Yes, thank you. So this is a regular rose quartz. You can actually kind of see, well, the color, of course, on your screen, it doesn't really do it justice at all. It's, they're different, okay? Just, you have to take my word for it. Those are, I think, more or less the two most easygoing types of crystal that I got here. All the others are way strong, impactful types, where the one I know least about at this point is this thing here, which is kind of an awesome piece of Lemurian, like a shard. See how that fell off a large crystal? For some reason it got knocked off or whatever happened. And it has this really strange looking little piece over there, which is actually also a separately grown crystal. So it's this little bit here sits inside like a circular, sort of a very shallow indentation in the crystal right there, which you won't really be able to see. Maybe there you can see it a little bit. So this is kind of why I bought this one. I suppose it'll support me just like the other two white ones that I've got here, which is this one is also a rock crystal type. It's a Satya rock crystal, which is apparently yet another type. Its shape is certainly different. Then again, it looks very much like it has sat in between other crystals, you know, sort of squeezed in there. This hasn't sort of grown in the air separately, like, for example, these ones with points like that. So I don't think, anyway, they all feel really different. This is another completely different, not a rock crystal at all, type of stone. This is an Apophyllite. I hope I say that right. Apophyllite. I'll put links in the description to this video, you guys. All three of these have some sort of a white light, spiritual kind of connection. So that is the sort of the angelic white light kind of realm that you're, you know, invoking, if you want to call it that. The really interesting bit for me, and a new line of quartz crystals that I had not used before or been introduced to, if you like, are these. So this is one where you can actually best see what goes on. The others are more or less similar. These are called sugar blade quartzes, and they have some hematite in them as well. Can you focus on the thing? It will refuse to focus. There you go. Slightly, well, yeah. It has like a iron oxide, very obvious iron oxide piece over there on the side. So those are super strong. I've noticed, like soul connection crystals is one way of putting it. From what I've read, from the descriptions that I've been reading on the shop, you know, where I got these physically in a physical shop. This is a golden healer type of the same, with less of the sugary outlook on the top of the crystal, but more of a weathered kind of look. It's called a golden healer, Lemurian. You can look those things up, you know, for yourself. The thing being that these two in the middle here, they're a separate sort of subcategory of the same, with more hematite in the middle, and they're quite transparent. Can you see that there? They actually have a very special kind of vibration. I picked out these two, and then I also picked out the other three of the different type, because I was interested in the soul connection thing happening for all five of those sugar blade quartzes. And I have used, that is, you know, worn around my neck in a pouch, this one and that one yesterday, and this one actually before that, and this morning I was wearing this one. So it looks like I'm not really, like, it's not like I find this a completely strange thought, but it looks like you can access your soul dimensions, plural, through different crystals. A lot of this kind of stuff is really very subtle. So it takes a lot of time getting used to it for me. Okay, this is my personal path with these things. I am hugely interested. It looks to me kind of like the three soul connectors, like on the outside. So this one, that one, and the gold one sort of provide me with an attachment point each, if you like, to a different soul path, soul room, or something, soul space, if you like. They're all three different. And these two sugar blades, the little ones with this the red in the middle, that are called Scarlet Temple, they're actually much more physical in nature for me, and they give of course I also bought them because of the whole Scarlet Temple idea. I thought that was fascinating. But the vibration is like a gazillion times stronger, or at least I can perceive these vibrations more clearly than those three, probably because they are closer to what I'm used to experiencing through my Tumo process and all that kind of thing. So I will be doing a lot more. This is a large abalone shell that I stuck a piece of cloth in to, keep my crystals safe, to also keep this kind of collection a bit separate from everything else so far, so as to be able to work with them at leisure and see what happens with each. And it is very much a simple looking set of crystals that has untold dimensions to offer. I find it is hugely rewarding and impactful, and I find I was having a bit of a hard time earlier with my sciatica for some reason, which played up really nasty in the middle of the night. By now I feel quite a bit better, and I will have a sort of a sequel video to that where I will be talking more about that, because it's a thing, people suffer from these kinds of neuralgias all over the world. So whatever I can do to contribute to share my insights to that, I will just have to do that. So there's things that I could be talking about that are fairly easy that are less of the very subtle and hard to explain parts for me, that I find sometimes it's just, this is a great little collection. It doesn't really look like that spectacular or anything, but it is vibrationally, it is totally amazing. So thank you for watching this little piece here. See you soon. Okay, ciao for now. Bye bye.